and be seated. Good afternoon, and welcome. As members of the Bennett College family of students, faculty, staff, alumni, trustees, parents, friends, and benefactors, we come today to pay homage to our founders who, in 1873, set us on course to contribute to the advancement of humankind. Our founders also wanted to set us on course to provide education to a segment of the American population that had been denied its privileges. We have made great strides since the days of our early founding in the church basement, but we have neither outlived nor forgotten our indebtedness to the visions of those early founders. And so we have come here today to celebrate them, to proudly celebrate them. Our program will proceed as printed, beginning with the invocation by the Dr. Reverend McLean and our chaplain and alum. And after Reverend Dr. McLean, Ms. Ebony Johnson of the class of 2020 will read the scripture, and Mrs. Linda Diamond, Director of Human Resources, will lead us in the litany of gratitude.
O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. Let us bow together in prayer. Dear God, who in the beginning said, let there be, and it was, we are grateful for you for calling Bennett College into existence, for calling her according to your purpose, for giving her a place of significance in time and influence in eternity, for guiding this beloved institution 144 years from her dawning, including 91 years dedicated to the holistic education and development of your daughters. We offer you our thanksgiving. Lord, we bless you for the cloud of witnesses who carried Bennett from vision to vitality, sparing neither prayer, nor presence, nor physical or human resource to enable us to stand within the shadow of your grace today. Thank you for this gathered community. Thank you for our virtual community and those commemorating this day with us in spirit. For Dr. Johnnetta Betsch Cole, your servant leader and speaker for this noteworthy occasion, Lord, we are excited and grateful. Please move among us and fill us with your spirit. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. This is our prayer for all people in Jesus. Amen. Amen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I will read from the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verses 1 through 3. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them to appoint unto them in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joyful mourning, the garment for praise of the spirit of heaviness, that they may be called tree of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he may be glorified. Thank you.
May we all stand, please, for the reading of the Litany of Gratitude. O God, who art the source and ground of all, creator and preserver of life, thou hast made us one nation out of many people, and are teaching us to live together by creative sharing as in one family. Upon this day of memory, we are refreshed by the thought of those who, in a dark hour, founded this college, founded it with faith in youth and faith in thee, that in this place, learning and wisdom might increase from year to year. For the wisdom of those who in a later day directed this college by the light of thee, leading and dedicating it to the cause of women's education.
To thee and them we turn today in gratitude.
For all trustees, friends, and donors who by gifts of love and earthly substance have enriched this institution, enlarging both its borders and its usefulness.
For those who are better than they knew, we turn to thee in gratitude.
For all architects and builders, and for all who have serviced these buildings, making them beautiful within.
For every person among thee, we turn to thee in gratitude.
For all officers and teachers who have lit the lamp of learning in the lives of youth and made this a place of gracious living.
For these and their devotion to ideal ends, we give thee our gratitude.
For our fellow students who weave us into the web of human affection by friendships true and lovely and the grand life of the Bennett family.
With grateful hearts of each of them, we turn to thee, great friends, in gratitude.
We thank thee that this college was conceived within the ideas of Jesus, was born and cradled in the Christian church, and has ever been a Christian college.
Above all, for Christ, we bring thee our gratitude.
We pray thee to make us worthy of our heritage.
God, make us worthy of our heritage.
We pray that as the unknown future comes upon us, may it find us not unworthy.
God, make us worthy of the future. O light of light, down all our pathways leading, we give ourselves to thee in gratitude. Amen.
You may be seated.
And now let me say how grateful we are to have a special guest in our audience today. I would like to take a few minutes to recognize several people and groups and ask them to stand. First, we would like to honor a few area college presidents who have joined us today, including Dr. Lawrence D. Zarda, president of Greensboro College. Okay, may come in later. Dr. Jane Fernandez, president of Guilford College. We're especially pleased to have Dr. Esther A. Terry, the 16th president of Bennett College and a member of the Bennett College class of 1961, to please stand. Now, would the members of the Bennett College Board of Trustees please stand as I call your name. The chair, Dr. Gladys Ash Robinson, Dr. Reverend Arnetta Beverly, Mr. Charles Coote, Mr. Michael Gaudette, Ms. Paige Matthews, SGA President, Dr. Prenard Mickens, Dr. Prenard Mickens, Ms. Gwendolyn Rice, NAAA President, Ms. Kimberly Rupberger, Mr. Eric Watson, Dr. Sarah Wynn, President of the Faculty Senate. Thank you. And if we have any former Board of Trustees members, please stand. Thank you. I would like to also recognize Congresswoman Alma S. Adams, who represents North Carolina's 12th District and who taught art history at Bennett College for 40 years. Greensboro Mayor Nancy Vaughn, please stand. Thank you. Greensboro City Councilman Nancy Hoffman. Dr. Goldie Wells, also a member of the Greensboro City Council. Thank you. And Greensboro City Manager Jim Westmoreland. Thank you. And Mayor Pro Tem and alum Yvonne Johnson, please stand. Thank you. Also celebrating this auspicious occasion with us are the following people, and please stand as I call your name. Betty Kelly, President of the Greensboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, and nearly 24 members of DST. Please stand. Thank you. Rosalind Smith, a member of the class of 1961 and president of the Alumni Greensboro chapter of Bennett College. And also Gwen Mackle Rice, also a member of the class of 1961 and president of the Bennett College National Alumni Association. In fact, anybody from the class of 1961, please stand. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you. Now, would all Bennett College alumni please stand? And current students who are bells, please stand. Current students, thank you. Thank you. At this time, I would like to recognize the Bennett College faculty. Please stand, please. Thank you. Remain standing as I add the staff, the Bennett College staff. Please stand, please join me in the standing. Thank you. Now, would any parents or family members of our students, as well as any Bennett College benefactor, please stand. Thank you. And last but not least, I would like to ask the first gentleman to stand, my husband, Dr. Bobby Gerald Dawkins. Thank you. And Dr. Cole's husband, Mr. J.D. Staten, please stand. After the anthem, musical selection from our wonderful college choir, we will hear expressions of appreciations from Board of Trustee Chairwoman Dr. Gladys Ash Robinson, class of 1971, Deputy Minority Leader in the North Carolina State, then from Mr. Donnell Fitzjeffries, the United Methodist Church pastor from St. Matthew's United Methodist Church, the alumni representative, Dr. Linda Brown, retired Willoughby player, endowed professor of humanities, the faculty, Dr. B.K. Langer, representing the faculty from, he's a professor of English and also Willoughby player, endowed professor of humanities. The staff, Ms. Joan Williams, director of the library services, and our own Ms. Paige Matthews, SGA president from the class of 2018. Thank you.
we do give thanks to God for his glory over Bennett College. So ladies, thank you for that wonderful selection. Let's give them another round of applause. Good afternoon to President Dawkins, dais guests, trustees, students, faculty, staff, parents, alumni, community, and friends, and certainly a special welcome to my friend and our Congresswoman, Alma S. Adams, who is also a champion of HBCUs in Congress. I joined Dr. Dawkins in welcoming area college presidents, Dr. Zarda and Dr. Fernandez. We are so blessed to have you here at Bennett College. And Dr. Terry, it's always wonderful to have you back with us. And to all of the elected officials and my sisters in Delta Sigma Theta. We're excited to come back to Bennett College today to welcome Dr. Johnnetta Betsch Cole, our 14th president of Bennett College. You can applaud. She is not just our speaker, but she's our lieutenant in this fight. She's our advocate, and yes, she is our friend who made significant accomplishments at Bennett during another critical time in our history. And so it is with deepest gratitude we not only thank her, but we're excited that trustees voted unanimously to name our newest facility in her honor. On behalf of the Bennett College Board of Trustees, we welcome all of you to the 144th Founders Day, our celebration of Bennett College. In an August 2015 radio documentary by Samar Freakman on the history of historically black colleges and universities, Mary Beth Gassman, a historian at University of Pennsylvania, when interviewed, says that HBCUs were founded because former slaves were hungry for learning, since education had been kept from them. Although many, says Jared Carter, were begun to produce more teachers, preachers, and farmers at that time, in the years since, HBCUs evolved to produce engineers, graduates of North Carolina A&T and FAMU, physicians, graduates of Bennett College and Meharry, lawyers, North Carolina Central University, legislators, Bennett College and North Carolina A&T, and college presidents, Johnson C. Smith University. Historically, black colleges and universities produce 24% of black STEM graduates and confer almost 35% of all bachelor degrees earned by black graduates in astronomy, biology, chemistry, math, and physics. And so today, we celebrate the founding of Bennett College 144 years ago in the basement of St. Matthew's United Methodist Church, and it's becoming a woman's college in 1926. I wish to acknowledge again our Board of Trustees, and I want you to stand again. And we want you, our students, faculty, staff, parents, and alumni and community to know these trustees. These volunteers are individuals who live in around Greensboro in North Carolina, some as far as Los Angeles and Chicago. But they commit their time, their talents, and their treasures to Bennett College. And because of their work and support, we're pleased to announce early that the SACs that you've heard so much about lifted one of its sanctions regarding board governance. But it does not stop here. As chair of the board, I stated to the SACs chair We who are now trustees did not create the situation, but we own it. We own the determination to increase and stabilize Bennett's financial status. We own the goal of significantly increasing student enrollment. And we own the commitment to support the 18th president of Bennett College, named in July of this year, Dr. Phyllis Worthy Dawkins. So students, I sat where you sit 50 years ago as a freshman. Don't believe I'm that old. But I encourage you and I assure you that if you work hard, we at Bennett College will help you to succeed. We celebrate you, Bennett Bells, my sisters, and it is for you that Bennett was founded, and for you, Bennett will survive, it will thrive, and it will soar to its greatest heights. God bless you, and God bless Alma Mater, Bennett College.
Good evening. I greet you in the strong name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It's so good to be here with you. I also bring greetings from St. Matthew's to Dr. Dawkins, to the trustees of this great institution, and to all of you. In the litany, it was said that this was born in dark times. Out of darkness, the most powerful dreams come to be. For 144 years, out of the basement of the then St. Matthew's Methodist Episcopal Church, a dream was born, and you continue that dream in everything that you do. Your dedication, your fortitude, your wisdom washes this world in a beauty that reminds them that God's hand is creative, God's hand brings education, God's hand brings hope. So on behalf of the United Methodist Church, the Western North Carolina Conference, in St. Matthew's United Methodist Church, where I am now privileged to serve as pastor, we say thank you. We say thank you for how you apply yourselves, how you make this world a better place simply by choosing to be educated in an institution like this one. You make this place shine, and not only Bennett, you make St. Matthew's proud. To see a legacy grow into such powerful people, such powerful women as you, makes us know that God is real, alive, and God continues to work. So we thank the trustees for their hard work. I know you have a yeoman's task ahead of you, and I know how far you've come. And the future is bright because of your faithfulness. We thank Dr. Dawkins, who now heads this great institution, for the work that you will do and for the inspiration that you've already given to these great people. I thank Sister McLean, who invited me to come, who I share ministry with, for the work that she does and making sure that God's name is always proclaimed here on this campus. And I thank you especially for continuing a hope of the people called United Methodists. God bless you all.
Dr. Dawkins, Dr. Cole, members of the Board of Trustees, platform guests, and Bennett family, especially my young Bennett sisters. It is an honor to be asked to bring greetings on behalf of my sisters, the alumni of Bennett College. most especially on this very important Founders Day, as we welcome our 14th president back to the campus for the naming of the Honors Residence Hall. With her ongoing participation in the life of the college, Dr. Cole represents our past, our present, and our future. As alumni, we are deeply and sincerely grateful for her faith in us. Our future is embodied by the young women who are here today as students. They represent our hope and our confidence that the present daughters of Bennett will be true to the legacy represented by the 144 years of careful nurturing, love, and excellent education offered on this campus. 144 years that have prepared so many young women to deal with and thrive in a world that is both difficult and glorious, that offers both great challenges and great joy. Founders Day is a day of memories for alumni. Many are the days we sat in our chapel seats and listened, not knowing what the future held for us. Many are the days we attended Founders Day and other convocations held in this beautiful chapel. What we did not know was how special those hours would become, how many lessons learned here at our alma mater would sustain us in the years to come. Some experiences are like that, may even seem foreign, strange, and new, like some books that when read at 18 or 20 years of age don't speak to us, but then 20 or 30 years later, we realize the value of the message like never before. It is our hope that our younger sisters will join us in valuing their time here more and more. The Bennett experience ages well. Seasoned alumni know the Bennett education was beyond price. Founders Day gives us alumni the opportunity to remember, to honor, to celebrate how very much it has meant, and to reaffirm our connection and our debt to all of the people who have added their wisdom and energy to this wonderful school. But more importantly, to renew our thanks to Bennett and our commitment to the ongoing life of this treasured institution. Warm greetings from the alumni, and thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Trustees, President Dawkins, Dr. Cole, distinguished guests, Bennett alumni, parents and relatives of our students, staff members of Bennett College, my dedicated colleague of the faculty, and last but not least, the brilliant, beautiful Bennett Bears. As everyone should know, students are the reason why Bennett exists today. The founders of this iconic institution envisioned generations upon generations of dedicated teachers who would inspire you through your successes and failures, who would challenge you inside and outside the classroom to work diligently, so that when you leave these hallowed grounds, you'd assume your rightful places as leaders in your field of choice, whether in the United States or abroad. They also envisioned that after you left Bennett, you would ensure through your spiritual, civic, and material contributions to the college that Bennett is sustained through the ages of both wisdom and foolishness, as Charles Dickens put it in his famous book, The Tale of Two Cities. I would add, especially through the age of foolishness like today. Although each of you will not have an opportunity to enroll in the classes taught by all the professors in this assembly, I hope and pray that before you leave your footprints on the grounds of this legendary institution, you will meet a teacher or teachers who will inspire you to develop fully your God-given talents. A teacher or teachers who will inspire you to make your mark beyond the narrow definition of your demographic profile. For me, that teacher is here with us today on this stage, Dr. Johnnetta Cole. I am forever grateful, Dr. Cole, that I can count myself as one of hundreds of students, diplomats, college presidents, professors, lawyers, and leaders in countless professions whom she has mentored and inspired, who, when all is said and done, will leave or have left this precious planet better than when they found it. My dear sister, my mentor, my selfless friend, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
President Dawkins, Dr. Cole, trustees, distinguished guests, colleagues, students, alumni, and friends, I am honored to bring to you greetings on behalf of the Bennett College staff. On this special occasion, we celebrate the founding of Bennett, and we honor the memory of those who put in place what was needed to allow us to become the college we are today, which is great. From its humble beginnings in the unplastered basement of Warnersville Methodist Episcopal Church, now St. Matthew's United Methodist Church, Bennett College has always been an institution committed to excellence. Since 1873, Bennett College has graduated students who understood the importance of excellence. Our graduates have gone on to make a difference in the world as scientists, educators, business professionals, politicians, doctors, artists, and yes, even librarians. Yet no matter how successful they become, they remain loyal to Bennett, and they continue to support us and return to visit us whenever they can. The current staff of Bennett College is a group of hardworking and committed individuals. We know what it means to go the extra mile, and we strive to be examples of excellence for the students we serve. We recognize the importance of the work we are called to do. It is very important to have Dr. Cole with us today, and I'm grateful to have served the college during the years when she was president. Dr. Cole's leadership moved Bennett forward at a time when we faced many challenges, and her commitment to excellence influenced us all and encouraged us to stay the course and to always seek to do our very best. Today, we continue to face challenges, and we are grateful to Dr. Dawkins for her leadership and for her encouraging each of us to seek excellence in our work. We're excited about the current academic year and the large group of new students who have chosen to attend the college here. This year is off to a great start, and the future looks bright. I believe that more than ever before, the world needs Bennett College. The world needs the skills and talents of the young women we serve. And the world needs the young women who are committed to excellence. On this special day, as well as every day, my hope is that we will continue to provide an opportunity for young women who want to realize their fullest potential. My hope is that we will continue to work together to help our students to become leaders and change agents. The world needs the skills and intellect. On this special occasion, it is my hope that Bennett College will continue to be a place of excellence for many, many years to come. Thank you.
To the Board of Trustees, our beloved former President, Dr. Johnnetta Betsch Cole, President Dr. Dawkins, faculty, staff, guests of the college, and my beautiful Bennett sisters, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You are here to make a difference, to either improve the world or worsen it. And whether or not you consciously choose to, you will accomplish one or the other. Rochelle E. Goodrich. In 1873, 70 African American women and men gathered for primary and secondary studies in the basement of Warnersville Methodist Episcopal Church, today known as Bennett's place of origin, St. Matthew's Methodist Church. In 1878, our illustrious institution began offering college-level courses. In 1926, the Women's Home Missionary Society and the Board of Education made the school a women's college. Although it is 144 years later, it may feel at times as though the barriers and standards society has placed upon women of color have never been challenged. Look to our steeple, which has been held high in good times and bad, above all odds. Bennett College has produced smashingly successful women who have shattered those ceilings effortlessly time and time again. Women like Dorothy Brown, the first Black woman general surgeon in the South; Carolyn Payton, the first woman to head the Peace Corps; Jacqueline Grant, the first woman to earn a doctoral degree from Union Seminary; Talia McCrae, noted professor and scientist researcher; and June Rogers, the first Black woman and youngest director of the NFL Players Association. These women should be your motivation. Your can-nots should be can-dos. Your doubts should become part of determination, and your opportunities are boundless. Because of our founders, Bennett women attend an institution where excellence in challenging the status quo is always within reach. Dr. Johnnetta Betsch Cole once said, "What you give ought to be in direct relationship to what you've received. If you have been blessed with a great deal, then you have a lot of giving to do." I want to challenge my Bennett sisters to push beyond what you think we ought to be doing and accomplish what we should be doing. One of our very own professors, Dr. Santiva Campbell, once stated, "Your degree means nothing if it only saves you." Our degrees are not just for ourselves. Our degrees are not just for ourselves. They are for the young women behind us, seeking hope, believing in their dreams, and being intentional with their purpose. My position as SGA president for this academic school year holds no weight if I am not impacting, influencing, and inspiring those who will follow my legacy. At minimum, when you wake up every day, remember, you are the stars and the world is watching you. By your presence, you send a message to every village, every city, every nation, a message of hope, a message of victory. With that, please carry the tenacious spirit of our founders, build a legacy to live, and shatter glass ceilings as we have continuously done. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for those words of appreciation. Before the next selection, I would like to also recognize Katherine Johnson, our Charter Day speaker from last year, and daughter of Catherine Moore from the movie Hidden Figures. Catherine, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you, Catherine. If you didn't know, Catherine lives just across the street. We will now have a spiritual selection by Sasha King. me in giving our choir another round of applause. Now, it is indeed my distinct honor to introduce Dr. Johnnetta Betsch Cole, a principal consultant with Cook Ross, Inc., a consulting firm in Silver Springs, Maryland. As you know, Dr. Cole will never retire. She is perhaps best known for being the only person to serve as president of Bennett College and Spelman College, the country's two all-women's HBCUs. When she was appointed to the president of Spelman College in 1987, she was the first African-American woman to hold that position. In 2002, she was appointed to the presidency of Bennett College, where under her watch, an African-American and Women's Studies program was launched, and an art gallery was opened. Before joining Cook Ross, Dr. Cole served for 8 years as the director of the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art, the only museum in the U.S. dedicated to the collection, exhibition, conservation, and study of the arts of Africa. When she retired from the museum on March 31st, 2017, she was named Director Emerita. Dr. Cole attended Fisk University's Early Entrance Program and earned her undergraduate degree at Oberlin College. She holds master's and PhD degrees in anthropology with a specialization in African studies from Northwestern University. She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and so am I. Thank you. And Dr. Cole, and just recently joined the Greensboro chapter. Dr. Cole is married to James D. Staten, Jr., and is the mother of 3 sons and 1 stepson. That's why she needs daughters, women at Bennett College and Spelman College. She also has 3 grandchildren and is a mentor to many young men and women. Would you now please join me in giving a warm Bennett Bell welcome to our 2017 Founders Day speaker, Dr. Johnnetta Betsch Cole.
Family, I want you to know that it is with enormous gratitude that I am back here at a college that I love like the devil loves sin. I do want to begin with my own acknowledgments. And first, to the Honorable Sister Congresswoman Alma Adams, for 40 years, a professor of art at this institution. And if the entire Congressional Black Caucus is known as the conscience of the nation, it is she who is the nation's conscience about HBCUs. Of course, I greet the mayor, members of the city council, but surely even the mayor will understand that my warmest possible greeting comes to my sister friend, the Mayor Pro Tem, Yvonne Johnson. course, I recognize the chair of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Gladys Ash Robinson, and I must tell you, I am deeply impressed and touched that 11 members of this board are here. Thank you for your service. Now, what do I say to Sister President Phyllis? Notice the next name, Worthy Hawkins. What I say to her is thank you for staying the course. Colleagues, you will always be my colleagues, members of the faculty of this College for Women. Thank you for preparing women not only to make a good living, but to live a good life, a purpose-filled life. And while Sister Librarian Jones spoke so beautifully of the staff, I too must sing a brief praise song for the staff, because it is you, sisters and brothers, who do what must be done every day, not in the classroom, but in all the other ways that Bennett women must learn and go on to serve. There you are, my Bennett sisters, the students of this necessary college. You are the ones we've been waiting for, and you are the ones we are counting on to work hard to better understand this troubled world, and to then go on to help to make this world so much better. Sister President of the National Alumni Association of Bennett College, Gwen McRice. To you and the dear Bennett Bells alumni, thank you for believing so deeply in your college, for loving her so passionately and unconditionally, that you will not fail her. I want to acknowledge all parents, family members, folks of Greensboro, friends of Bennett College who are here. Thank you for being the village that is continuing to raise and educate the young women of this college. I do have a special greeting, and I turn to her, Sister President Jane Fernandez, President of Guilford College. Oh, Sister President, for so many years we have known each other. And I can only say that while I have deep, 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 deep respect for a college founded on Quaker principles, I know that now Guilford College is in the best possible hands. A truly, truly, truly special greeting for my sorors. There you are, women who serve. Thank you for being here this afternoon. And now a greeting. It's really in the form of a love note. And it goes to a woman that I have known for so long, a woman who, like I, has been in the academy, and who, like I, had the privilege of serving as a president of this institution. Esther T, what can I say? Esther T, class of never to forget it, 61. And former president of Bennett College. Finally, but ever so importantly, I want to acknowledge a man I met when I had the privilege of serving as this college's 14th president. If Bennett College did nothing else for me, and sometimes y'all gave me a lot of pain. Oh, but look what you did. It was during those years here at Bennett, the JD as I called him, and I met, and a few years later, we married. Now, to make absolutely certain that I did not leave out anybody, here is the greeting I love. My sisters and my brothers all. Good afternoon. What a critical time this is in the history and the her story of our country. As the old folks who raised me up in the segregated south of Jacksonville, Florida would put it, either because they were elated, they would use one intonation, and if they were saddened, they would use another. But they would put an M and a Y together. If they looked now at this state of our world, and surely at this state of our nation, they would say, my. So visibly and outrageously expressed in Charlottesville, Virginia on August 12th, and unfortunately demonstrated in the substantial increase in hate crimes in our country. White supremacists feel emboldened to openly express in public their racist, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, homophobic, and misogynist beliefs. On that horrible day in Charlottesville, a young white woman, Heather Heyer, did what people must do who believe that all women and men are created equal. She stood up and protested against bigotry and hatred. And as you all know, her life was ended by a brutal act committed by someone who is said to endorse all that Adolf Hitler said and did. Yes, we are living in a time of crisis. And yet, as Dr. Benjamin Mays said, Dr. Mays, the beloved president of Morehouse College, said, if you live at all, you live in a crisis. If there ever was a time when everybody should love everybody else, it is now. Those words that Dr. Mays spoke from this very podium in 1958, those words ring with such clarity and truth as if They were being spoken for the first time today. Dr. Mays went on to say this: to live in a time of crisis is to live nobly, to live courageously, to live constructively. And is that not our mandate for today? Yes, with each of you, I was outraged by the events of Charlottesville that were an assault on American values. On that day, the actions by white supremacists reflected the very views that fueled the enslavement and brutal treatment and death of millions of Africans and the loss of life of millions of Jews in the Holocaust. Reflected views that fueled the encampment of Japanese in World War II. Reflected views, such horrific views that led to the First Nations people, American Indians, on more than one trail of tears. They reflected views that fueled what happened in those days when, not too differently from today, Chicano people struggle in fields to feed folk when they barely are given a decent wage to feed themselves. Not just for comfort, but for instruction. On that day in Charlottesville, I turned to the words and actions of our heroes and sheroes, like Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks. I turned to the life and the work of folk like Helen Keller. I remembered Cesar Chavez, Audre Lorde, Wilma Mankiller, President Willa B. Player. These heroes and sheroes inspired and instructed us to always do something in reaction to hatred and injustice. Doing nothing is simply not an option. And so, my sisters and brothers all, I charge you, as I charge myself, to stand up and to speak out in the interest of what is right and just. In our minds, let us recall the beat of reggae music as Bob Marley sang what we must do. Get up, stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. If one is a member in good standing in the Bennett College family, you know what? You are an activist. The founders of this college were certainly activists. The year we all know was 1873, when activists had the audacity to start a school in the unplastered basement of the Warrensville Methodist Episcopal Church, known today as St. Matthew's United Methodist Church. They were 70 in number, young women and men who began elementary and secondary level studies. Think about the faith. Think about the faith that fueled their activism, that would even allow them to imagine that enslaved people could indeed find freedom through education. To the existing curriculum, college-level courses and permanent facilities were added. It was certainly activism in force when in 1926, the Women's Home Missionary Society joined with the Board of Education of the church to turn a co-educational school called Bennett College into Bennett College, a college for women. Let us remember the activism of Bennett students who in 1937 protested downtown Greensboro movie theaters that were segregated. And yes, segregation was lawful, said they. Those courageous Bennett students also protested how black women were portrayed in the films of that era. But of course, the best known era of activism by Bennett College's president, faculty, students, and staff, and certainly her alums, was in the 1960s when students from Bennett College and North Carolina A&T University planned and carried out civil rights protests in downtown Greensboro. How grateful we all are to Dr. Linda Beatrice Brown for her book, Bells of Liberty, because it is that book that helps us to finally have a very clearly documented account that gives Bennett women their proper place in the sit-in movement here in Greensboro, a movement that ignited sit-ins across our country. Ever so critical in that movement was the activism of President Willa Beatrice Player. Now, if you Google, I know you don't go to libraries much, but I beg you, go sometime. If you Google Bennett's first woman president and the first black woman to head a four-year college in the United States, you will read these words: Willa Beatrice Player, August 9, 1909 to August 29, 2003, was an African-American educator, college administrator, college president, and civil rights activist. President Player's activism was openly expressed in inviting Dr. Martin Luther King to speak here at Bennett College, right here, when no other institution or organization in Greensboro would allow that great drum major for justice to speak. And Dr. Player's activism was boldly expressed as she supported the engagement of Bennett students in the sit-ins that began on February 1, 1960. My sisters and my brothers all, I want to clearly and unequivocally declare that protecting and sustaining Bennett College is a necessary form of activism that each of us is called to do. The extraordinary education that Bennett offers is an education that helps women acquire the intellectual tools they need to live productive lives as global citizens. A Bennett College education also encourages students to stand up against the kinds of prejudice and oppression that they and so many others face. One clear action that is called for at Bennett is captured in a call and response that we appropriately associate with our honorable sister, Congresswoman Dr. Alma Adams. For so many years, and the call and response continues, Dr. Adams would ring out with Bennett bells or Glory bells. Bennett College must live on to continue that righteous action. Now, because I am an activist, I have joined with others who also believe in Bennett and love her like the devil loves sin. And so we have launched a campaign to raise $1.5 million for scholarships for honor students. You cannot imagine how proud I am to know that these Bennett College students will be known as Johnnetta Betsch Cole honor students. Now, this is a campaign that many would say has no possibility of succeeding. But as President Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it is done. And indeed, as someone else once said, an activist's moment is not the moment of change. It is the period when change seems impossible. And oh, my sisters and my brothers all, it is important to say that raising these substantial scholarship funds will also address the urgent need for Bennett College to demonstrate that she is on the road to financial stability. This is a struggle that calls upon all of us. And it is a struggle that is being led by a sterling campaign committee. I chose not to acknowledge them at the beginning of my address, but to acknowledge them now. I ask that all of you, you righteous sisters and brothers who are on this campaign committee with me, would you all stand? Well, I need to bring closure on this Founders Day talk. I want to do so by sharing with you these inspiring words about activism spoken by the 44th President of the United States of America. President Barack Obama said, "A change is brought about because, excuse me, a change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things." My Bennett family, let us move on to do extraordinary things for this college that we all love. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cole, for that very inspiring message. Let's give her another round of applause. There is no doubt that you were just the right person to deliver our Founders Day Convocation address today. And we are all fortunate to have been blessed by your message. Before we sing the alma mater and Reverend McLean comes forth to bring the benediction, I'd like to announce to everyone that the recessional will lead directly to the Honors Residence Hall, where you can shake Dr. Johnnetta Betsch Cole's hand and follow the program as printed at the bottom of your program, where we have a ribbon cutting and naming ceremony of the Honors Residence Hall in name of or in honor of Dr. Betsch Cole. We hope you will join us for that very special ceremony. And afterwards, we hope you will walk over with us to the Global Learning Center, where we are having a silent auction and a reception. Please stop by to bid on the art we have on display. At this time, however, I'd like to ask Dr. Cole to come forward again. Dr. Cole, we realize we could never adequately pay you for all that you have done and continues to do for Bennett College. However, as a token of our appreciation for serving as our Founders Day speaker, keynote speaker, we would like to present you with a special gift. We asked former Bennett College administrator Andrina Coleman to design something that exemplifies both how much we love you at Bennett College and the profound impact you have had on historically Black colleges and universities. This exquisite quilt hold it up. Okay. This exquisite quilt Ms. Coleman has crafted contains quotes from your book, Dream the Boldest Dreams, on one side and beautiful art on the other side.
I am so touched. I'm so grateful. You know, each of us, we can live our lives without art. But we don't live our lives wonderfully and gloriously and happily without art. And that, as so many of you know, is the art form. The one art form, more than any other, associated with us women. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Now please stand to sing the alma mater, followed by the benediction. Thank you.
Them
grateful. Lord, for the plans you have for our good and your glory, we cannot thank you enough. We ask that you would guide us individually and collectively as stewards, that others may be beneficiaries of the Bennett way of life. Now, Lord, we commit ourselves to you, our ordinary selves to you as your servants, because you are an extraordinary God. And we stand on your word that says, eye has not seen, nor has ear heard, nor has it ever entered into the hearts and the minds of your people what you will do for us as we love you and we trust you. This is our prayer of confident hope in Jesus Christ the Lord. Amen.